thought process with keeping it light in today's practice?
We're gonna have a big. Coach Wilcox wants a big eval day tomorrow. I thought tomorrow's gonna be our fifth practice in a row. We've had really physical practices of this rack on 1, 2, and 3. So I think today was a little more instruction, get their legs back so they're ready and prepared to give a good physical performance tomorrow.
Do you have anything fun planned for the guys today heading into the scrimmage, or does that come after the scrimmage?
That's going to be after the scrimmage. We're still in the middle of these practice schedules. It's pretty serious, and we're staying focused on those.
What's on tap?
Johnson to be a factor this year?
That's why we brought him here. He's been a very productive player. He's summer conditioning. He was really doing some good things in terms of leadership, and he looked like a veteran player that has played a lot. And then when he's ready to go, we'll get him back out and get him involved.
Do you think he'll be ready for the opener?
Those are going to be, decisions that out of my control. And I hope everybody that can get healthy will be healthy and ready to help us.
What are you seeing out of the newer edge guys, Fallen and Takara?
Yeah, Sirmon and Sheck, I think they both come a long ways. Sheck is really, I think, in the last 2 practices, really in these last 3 practices, but really in practice 2 and 3 in this rack of 5, I think has really started to show, what his tools are going to be. He's a physical player. And he's done a good job of showing some ability to rush the quarterback as well. So just seeing him grow and develop has been really good. He's extremely serious in the meeting rooms, and I think he still has another step, I think, of getting comfortable and getting into playing shape that I think he's got a lot more in him. And then Sirmon is a very twitchy, bendy edge player. So we just have to continue to develop him. He's a younger player. I think he's a redshirt freshman, so he does have quite a bit of time ahead of him. But Vic has done a good job of bringing kind of different body types in at that position, and he's going to be able to mix and match some different guys with Ryan McCulloch, Miles Williams, Xavier, and David Reese.
You got to figure he's going to get a little bit bigger later on too.
I think all those guys, it's just the maturity process of edge players, D linemen, O linemen. Most everybody, from 19 to 22 gets heavier.
What is at the top of your eval list for tomorrow?
I want to see execution. That's what we want to see on the field. The number one priority we have for a defense is how we're going to play with effort and toughness. That's number one. You have to possess that to even have a chance. So those 2 things, the effort and toughness, should always be number 1 and number 2. But those things are prereqs. So the execution of, are the guys understand what we're asking them to do? Are they able to get in and out of situations with the tools we've given them in the certain calls? That's what I'd like to see so we can continue to move forward with the finer details of what we want to coach.
Tackling wasn't necessarily a strong suit of the team last year. Do you see that improved in the offseason into this one?
I think tackling's always a big deal. I don't think I'd ever say it's renewed. First day we tackled, I think we've tackled every day as a team other than the 2 days we haven't been in pads. So to say that there's not an effort or an emphasis on tackling, from my point of view, would be completely not anything that we're about.
Anybody that surprised you, not necessarily a starter, but who surprised you, progressed more than you expected during the fall?
I think Ryan McCulloch has really started to shine. He has tools. He's a flashy player that played the edge last year, but I think he's grown a lot stronger. He understands what we're asking him to do, so I think he could be a player that really factors in to some situations this year.
At the edge?
Mm-hmm, at the edge.
How would you assess Noel's week so far?
Noel's stayed consistent. He's made big improvements from last year. I thought he was a consistent player last year, but I think he's playing with more confidence, and I think he's stronger now, and he's moving just as well. So the maturity and the development in him with Trey and Terrence, he's done a really nice job.
There seems to be quite a number of defensive backs that could challenge for a lot of playing time. Do you go harder with the ones knowing that you can sub in fresh legs that allow them to maybe go more all out?
I know. I think every week's going to be like who's available, what's the matchup, what style of offense we're playing. I think there's a couple positions, interior D-line and DBs, there's never enough. Because the speed DBs, the second DBs, those guys are the core of your special teams. We're going to be in 4-2-5 spacing 85% of what we do, and versus 10-11 personnel. So those guys, we always need those types of players, and We've had games we play 104 snaps. We've had games we play 87 snaps. So the more the better there in the interior D-line. So we'll play whoever's fresh and ready to go.
How many defensive tackles do you expect to play in a game?
As many as can help. But again, there's so much contextual stuff. Is it tempo? Is it huddle? Are we winning? Are we behind? I was watching Wazoo's game last year on the Hail Mary. That was play 104. I think Auburn we played 62. So every game unveils it, kind of reveals itself in a different fashion.
So if an offense has 100 plays, how many defensive tackles would you have?
Probably seven, and then you got to roll them through and see who can rush the passer on third downs.
You've been through a lot of camps. How close are you to where you want to be at this point?
We're in progress, but we got a lot left. There's a lot of the details. Yesterday, I thought we had, five different opportunities for 2 minutes, end of half, end of game scenarios. I think we can go back and continue to clean that up on things that I call on how we instruct it, some of the kind of mechanics of substitutions, how we handle timeouts, just a lot of different scenarios. So some of those finer details of how you finish a half or a game are things that I want to continue to work on.
Hunter's obviously had some experience as a backup at middle linebacker. What are your thoughts on a couple of the new guys, Hampton and Asante in particular?
Aaron has continued to come along. He's, we grade everything that we do here. He's been a very productive player. He's around the ball a lot. I think he's made tremendous strides from when he got here early enrollee in January. He is, again, I think the number one common denominator with young players when they come in, are they serious? And when they're serious about football, they're serious about their academics, they're serious about their life outside of football, and those are the guys that transition the fastest. Some of the guys that come in, maybe in football is, and their personality is not quite that professional workman-like. There's a little bit of some growing pains on how they manage life out of football, how they manage their studying of football, how they manage good days and bad days in the spring. But we're really excited about Eze, really excited about Luke Ferrelli. BJ Jones is at a nice camp as well.